Hi, this is Gina. Tell me your story. Today's story, I wanted to touch on a couple of things. I had a client the other day who came forward, a sexual assault client, and I thought about the process she had to go through and how scary it was. And a lot of young ladies are deterred from coming forward because the process they feel or think is so scary. It's the unknown. So I thought I would do a short video, a story about a client who came forward who was sexually assaulted. So this particular client is 14. The trauma happened when she was at age 7 to 8. So it was quite some time ago. And as usual, what normally happens when when a trauma takes place is the memories fester. As we get older and our memory grows, we start having flashbacks, thoughts, memories that we like pictures in your mind, and it all starts coming back. Well, that's what happened, and it was so strong. She remembered it all, and she kind of just exploded one day at her school. So, what took place? And this is usually what takes place when a young lady or young man comes forward. And this is a young, probably age anywhere from 7 to 15, comes forward. So Children's Youth and Family Services gets involved. They come, talk to the parents, talk to the victim, get an idea of what's going on, what happened. They want to talk to the family that lived in the house when it happened, where it happened. They want a timeline. So they talk to the family. So what takes place next? And this is really what this story is about, is a forensic interview. When a young lady comes forward, that is the first step. It's a forensic interview is basically gathering information, evidence. This particular young lady was adamant about prosecuting. So courageous. I was just astonished. She was adamant about putting him in jail so this would not happen to another young lady or young man. I mean, just blew me away how strong. It took a lot of courage. And so she came forward, and she is determined. So the forensic interview, what takes place is your parent, whoever, come to Children, Youth, and Family, and you speak to, first they talk to the parents and get the parents' objective, the story, and then they take the young lady, whomever is coming forward. And it's basically an interview. It's very laid back, very casual. It's not clinical. They're very sweet, very soft tone. It's just basically two people sitting down, and they're going to ask you some questions. They ask the young lady, of course, to say what she remembers, details that that she may not think, he or she may not think is important, but it's crucial. These little details. So they ask them questions. They're trained in this. They do it every day, unfortunately, and they're good at their jobs, and it's not scary at all. In fact, when we were there, while Mom was getting interviewed, the staff members, other staff members come in and was talking to us about, her just, where she lived and about, her curricular activities, what she liked, music, and just, got her mind off of it, and it really did. And it relaxed her. Again, they're professionals. It's really laid back. It's not this big, scary. I think a lot of teens think of like the spotlight and you're in this reverse, like this interrogation room and they're like, and there's cops, police. That it's nothing like that. It's very, very laid back. And so they ask you about the trauma, any memory that you can think of. The interview usually lasts about 15 minutes to a half an hour, depending on how much information you have. And once that's done, your part is done for a good while. This process takes a good long time. It's not quick. So the next step, and this is the last one, your part will be done until a court date is set. And that takes 1 to 2 years. It takes a good long time. But the young lady or young man would have to get an examination. It's just for evidence. And it's basically, because this trauma happened to this particular young lady so many years ago, there is no evidence. Where if it happened, say, within 72 hours of the forensic interview, she would already have had a rape kit, an examination to get the evidence to prosecute. But there is no evidence but memory, her recalling it. So the particular examination she's going to have is very, just basically a physical. And we're not going to go into details and stuff, but, and then their part is over. And then the investigators take the information, the evidence that the young lady or young man has given, and the process begins. But what I want to just talk about is after the forensic, before the interview, while you're remembering any time at all, I want to just get across how crucial it is to stay off social media. And at age 14, what do? Our friends, we want to talk to our friends. That's all we do at that age. We hang out with our friends. We talk. We're on social media. Nowadays, by 14, they have their own phones. They're on all kinds of social media, channels, groups. It's crucial to stay off of social media. Do not talk about it. You are asked, it's really, I want to say forbidden to not discuss it, rather other than family members and people involved, counselors, etc. And it's really hard for a teen not to talk to their friends, but it's crucial because you don't want to give the perpetrator, the abuser, time to run. If it gets out, say you tell somebody and they tell somebody and it gets out and he hears about it somehow, he or she, the perpetrator, it would give them a chance to run or think of a lie. They want to catch them off guard so they don't lie. So they don't have time to think of anything. The investigators see their expression. It's a liar is a liar is a liar. It shows. So that is key. Not to talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about it with anyone, until it's over. And then that's at your disclosure. And that's, your part is done. Besides that, and that is crucial, that is the beginning of a process of somebody coming forward to a sexual assault. Now, of course, 18 and over, the process is a lot different. And according to, regarding the time limit of when it happened and when you're coming forward, it changes of the process of the time. Again, like if it was 72 hours and you came forward right away, you would have to go to the hospital and get an examination, and they would have that evidence on file immediately. And that would be ideal if every victim came forward within immediately, directly go to the hospital immediately after it happens. That would be ideal. That the evidence is there and we could prosecute. It's so easy to prosecute because the evidence is all there. But more than not, they don't come forward. They're scared. It's a scary thought to come forward, to face your perpetrator. It's very overwhelming for a young lady or a young man. In most cases, they threaten the victim. If you tell, I'm going to whatever, they threaten them. They scare them into silence. And that happens in most cases, unfortunately. This particular young lady, just amazing, so strong, so courageous, is so adamant about putting this perpetrator in jail so he cannot hurt anyone else. Just amazing. That takes a lot of courage and strength, and she's determined. She's one determined young lady. And so I thought I'd make a story video about the process if one would want to come forward. Of course, there's a lot more to it, and this is the condensed version of it. And any questions you have, or you may think of, or something that would, you're nervous about, or you want to know before you come forward, anything, that's what this video is about. My story today is a short story about a victim that came forward and how the process begins. So if you have any questions, concerns, you can reach me. I will put all my information below. Parents, if you have any questions, if concerns, and if you want to know the process, absolutely get a hold of me. I will give all you, like I said, the information will be below. And share this video to anyone and everyone if you believe or know. Chances are you could share this just random, and every person that watches this video knows somebody that has been sexually assaulted. That's 100% positive. So share this video. So if anyone has any questions about the process when you come forward, I am here at your disposal. Anything you need to know, want to know, or services you may need, I have it all. So that's my story today. If you have a story that is anything like this, or anything for that matter, that's what this channel is about. Tell me your story. So I thank you for listening. I hope I informed you and helped you in some way. Share this video. Any questions, information's below. Private message me. We can meet on a phone call in private. No one has to know. So Thank you. And this is Gina. Tell me your story. Thanks. God bless. And I hope to hear from you if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.